YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Buda back in the building for another Last Cloudia video. You can see on the screen we got my boy Shida, and he is looking clean with his dark magic imaginary weapons. Interesting character. I'm excited to see. I imagine they're going to do more with him in the story this coming update on October 28th. But until then, we just have him and his kit to play around with. Today's video, I don't want to take up all of the spotlight because I am planning on 5-starring him. So that's going to be kind of the main Shida showcase video. But with these characters, I always do like to show off their 4-star capabilities. One, because there's typically not too much of a difference between 4-star and 5-star. Usually just some damage cap difference or damage multiplier difference or percentage differences. But all in all, the character's still going to perform at very high levels, whether you just have them at that 108 out of 108 level 100 status, or if you bring them up to that 5-star enhancement ascension. So I like to have 2 videos if I'm going to take a character to both levels. So we have stopped. You can see I can raise him up to that level 110 beautiful, gorgeous blue 5-star level. But we are waiting because I wanted to get to this video and show off what Shida's bringing. So right out of the gate, the main differences that Shida has are his traits. You can see that in Divinity, he does have a plus 25% boost to these stats rather than plus 30%. And the damage cap is plus 8,000 rather than plus 10,000. So upon 5-star and getting his board unlocked, you do get that 10,000 and then 30%, I believe it is, to those stats. Body link stays the same from what I can tell. All of these are the exact same buffs, so he doesn't get a change to this body link trait. It's just that divinity trait, and then I imagine these kind of get a little bit of a boost in multipliers as S1, 2, and 3. His S4, I don't know if it gets messed with, but if it does, no, it doesn't. It's just the S1, 2, and 3, and then some stat raises, of course, are going to be what that 5th-star board brings to the table. And an extra 10 SC, which is always useful. So there are definitely a lot of bonuses, a lot of pros to 5-starring a unit. It's just that the materials are typically not something your average player is going to want to grind, and they're going to be And because of that, it's going to be very selective. So you want to pick and choose your 5-stars wisely. We're going to take a look at Shida at 4-star, so you can kind of make that determination if you even really need to bring him up to that 5th-star, or if you want to save those materials if you're a new player for something that might be around the corner. So of course we're going to bring him into one of my favorite stages in the story to test out a unit, which is Chapter 6-9, Encroaching Dead, something that Tweacz actually did twist on stream with me when we first pulled Shida. So this is kind of a do-over, although we know that my Shida is not quite 5-star at the level that his was. So we're a little held back in that area. And obviously my build's going to be different because in these showcases, especially when just starting with kind of a general story scenario, I like to keep it less collab friendly. So less limited skills, things that you can get on SSR arcs. So it's going to be more common for an account to have. It is going to be endgame. I am focusing on endgame builds. So let's go ahead and browse through it. I do have all of his stuff equipped, including his anima, the different magic spells that come in his kit. But really, we're just going to be using Black Hole because that spell comes with so much utility for a unit. It's amazing. And then for passives, I added HP plus 2 just to give him a little HP boost. Everything with 0 you see comes in his board. You do have to give him Proud Force. He doesn't come with that sustain naturally, so very important to remember that. So he does come with Divinity Slayer, Divinity Geyser, and Special Boost, which makes him effective against these different typings. So we don't have to worry about putting any manual Slayers on him, which is a big SC save, especially in this stage in particular. We won't be effective against some things like stones and creatures, but in terms of dragons and gods, we're going to be wiping the floor with them. I did give him fast critical just to round off all of the fast buffs that he gets. Auto advanced circle he comes with, auto heal he comes with. I did give him awaken since you're typically gonna want to run this when you are clearing story just to add a layer of sustain all the dark attack raises. He comes with weak point shields, a new skill that's very cool, very nice if you're getting hit by... I actually made a mistake when interpreting this skill in his reveal. You do actually take less damage when someone attacks a weak element that you're weak to. So it's not when you attack a weak element, it's when you're getting attacked. If you're weak to that element, you get the damage reduction. So just wanted to clarify that in every video that I can. Did give him Pose of Glory and Pose of Honor. Those are very important skills when you're running multi-wave, multi-enemy stages. Pirate's Feast, just because it's OP when you are running multi-wave stages. Comes with Goddess Kiss, Immovable Object, High-Level Magic Chant, big SC saves, which are going to make his casting of Black Hole that much easier to do. Dual Wield, of course, we give him because... your boy loves his physical damage over magic damage all day, every day, maybe except for Eliza, but even then, if you have the stuff, shift Eliza, I'll still run her as a PDPS. Sword boost, sword high boost, spear boost, and spear high boost, because you'll see the weapons that I am running, but we're able to run all of these weapon boosts because of the amounts of SC saves that Shida has. So there is no denying Shida's kit. His board comes packed with useful skills. I did to give him skill charge 1 so that he can have a couple stocks to start off the battle with before he gets those Pirate Feast bonuses. Sharp Eyes, of course, stacks on top of Magus Sharp Eyes. So while you are draining 6% MP per attack, he's getting plus 100% damage, or however this is additive or multiplicative. Doesn't matter. He's getting ridiculous damage boosts from that. Magic Aura, of course, we don't really care about because we're not dealing magic damage like that. Comes with Death God. Comes with one of my favorite skills in the game, Imaginary Weapon. Just a plus 50% strength and int boost to any weapon that you have equipped, which can make some weapons absurdly massive in the amount of stats that they give. I've talked a lot of crap about stats in the past, and while stats don't determine as much damage output as your physical damage mods, when you are increasing your offensive stats by 600 plus, then we're talking a pretty big difference. So in terms of equipment, you can see here, of course, we do have endgame, no collab limited things, or UR limited things that are gacha UR, right? Equilibrium Stone is from the UR Vase, Occulted God, but I do consider this free to play or luck to play, since you can get it without actually having to pull a UR from the gacha. King Fiend's Horn is a weapon I really like on him. One, because it's of the dark element, so that's going to help his Goddess Kiss MP regen procs, but also because it's kind of like a pseudo Trishula. So when physically attacking, a chance, so it's not guaranteed, but a chance to have the enemy defense or attribute resistance and do damage. I just checked Lake's website, and that does look like a 20% chance. So every time we use like an S1, there's a 20% chance that it will basically have the amount of dark resistance. And that'll help big time against enemies that are resisting the dark element. Then, of course, we have Pure Blade Muramasa, because it's one of the best weapons in the game. Physical attack damage plus 25% at plus 40. And then you got to think, 306 plus 50% of that, you're talking 450 strength added to Shida's kit, which is nuts. Here you're getting about another 115 or so. So it's a big old attack boost right there. Equilibrium Spear I love just because it covers 3 elements and gives plus 15% while giving some great stats. Hail Sovereign's Ring just to give some extra physical damage cap and a nice little boost in strength. So with all that covered and out of the way, let me not forget to go over the arc. I actually really like the idea of Unchained Beast with Shida as a preliminary arc before you're getting into min-maxing and the best of the best arcs to use, because one, it just gives a flat physical damage plus 20%, which is great. When all status ailments on the unit are healed, restore 10 seconds. So this whole effect here, you're going to need an effective healer or someone who can heal status ailments, and that requires the enemy to be putting status ailments on you. This second part of the arc is not really what I'm paying attention to, but then for just general story clearing, chance to not flinch at magic attacks, and magic from the magic, and damage from the magic, magic from the magic, and damage from the magic, is minus 30%. So just this first part and the second part, one, are going to help us a lot in this stage in particular, and two, I think will just be a generally good arc for people to use. One, it's a very old SSR arc, so it's something that a lot of people will probably have, and the effects on it are still very good, and it gives a nice 401 strength boost. I think I have this extended twice, and I have 4 more extensions on it, so I could raise these stats more. But other than that, it's still a plus 360 strength. So nice stats to go along with it. And I think it's going to help Shida look very good. Again, this is not like beginner-friendly builds. I am going to be focusing on endgame builds. But these are all achievable within the non-limited pool. So with that being said, let's see how Shida looks. I haven't tested him myself in this stage. So of course we have one, our Pose of Glory is going to help us a lot to get just a couple more kills under our belt, and then some skill stocks here. So you can see we're not dealing damage cap. I don't think we're fighting any gods or dragons yet. As soon as we start fighting some of those, we're going to see, I believe, Shida start capping. So here's a dragon right over here. Let's see what we can do to him. By far, my favorite skill that Shida has is Blade Flash. It's just a freaking teleport. So we're going to teleport behind the dragon, deal some nice damage, and let's see if we can get an S3 off just to see. Okay, so we can see that Shida's damage cap with this build is 24,099. And the reason for that is because I do have Luxeus's Ward unlocked, which gives us a plus 100 damage cap to dark damage. So we got to keep that in mind. Without that ward, we're looking at, what is that, 23,999? So about 24k dual wield hits if we can get those max hits with Shida. Let's see if we can do Abyssal Erosion just to see those nice damage caps. We love those things. We know that like all these enemies right here, the turtle, the ogre, they have very, very fat defenses. So I'm not expecting to see big damage numbers from Shida. But you can see he's making very quick work of it. We do have a very, very low amount of MP already, so keep that in mind. I will probably need to do some normal attacks here just to keep that MP regen, which is pretty good. We know that one of the hits is going to be responsible for a very, very nice Goddess Kiss procs, with that being the King Fiend's Horned hit. And there we go. We're back to square one. If I can get some Abyssal Erosions off, we can start making some light work on these fools. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And this next wave is going to be the tricky one. Non-flinchable enemies. They attack like crazy. They're very defensive, but they're all God, and we have that arc, which I'm hoping will help us in tight situations. So right out of the gate, I didn't even take advantage of Black Hole, which is a big mistake on my part. Let's see. They've got 50 dark res. We're not using Trishula. So with King Fiend's Horn, we'll hope to see that help us in some damage output. But let's go ahead and just hit a Black Hole so that actually we can do Giga Week. I don't really know if we even need to do all this, but we're going to do it anyway. So Giga Week, boom. And let's start doing some damage, shall we? So we're not damage capping. This is on hard mode, don't forget. I am actually getting bodied right now. Well, no, there we got some sustain. We got to remember that Shida has auto heal, which is huge. As long as you can keep some MP sustain on this guy, which we're already fainted. Not a good sign, but watch this. We're probably going to pop back up in health as soon as they bring us down. So we went from about 90 MP to 74 MP, and as long as we have a little MP spot, we should be okay. So I'm actually glad we didn't completely obliterate these enemies, because it's going to keep showing off that we could just keep recovering as long as we have MP. So as soon as I get out of being flinched, let me see if I can actually target one of these that's close to me, which is very difficult to do. Get some MP regen back. It's just seeming impossible. It's just seeming impossible, y'all. Are they draining my MP as well? Wow, we actually got bodied. We actually died. I should leave this in just to show how tough this stage is. But let's see if I can try that again and get a different result. So I actually did change up the build a little bit because this stage is just, it doesn't play around on that final wave. So let's quickly go over what I did give this man. Everything is the same except I did change the weapons. So in effect, gave me some SC back, put on surprise attack and backstab. I think these are going to be huge and important damage mods for Shida because of his S2. He just teleports behind the enemy, and you can probably take advantage of this 80% increase in physical damage for at least a time being, pushing you up to those damage caps if you're struggling. And then, of course, we took off the spear boosts. I did give him Combo Master along with the backstab and surprise attack damage mods. In this run, I want to showcase a little more of like how I think a lot of newer players or just early game players are going to utilize Shida, because it's very potent when you use Shida in this way. But for equipment, I went ahead and gave him the stops, right? I gave him Trishula just to not even worry about the dark damage, and I think we're going to see a big difference. Sword of the Lost Souls also it also is the Trishula of special damage. If special damage is resisted, ignore that resistance. Great stats and plus 15% to physical and special damage there. And then I did take out Hail Sovereign's Ring and put on Cultist Pennant because I think this is going to be an accessory that a lot of players will acquire pretty early on, and if you're starting out with Shida, is going to be fantastic for him, because if we go into this now, I think we're going to see some pretty impressive things now that I've kind of run the stage once. You saw me fail at it, and I kind of got my juices flowing again for the day. So immediately, Shida, I didn't even show it in that first showcase, is the power of him having the spell Black Hole. So immediately with that Cultist Pendant, you're going to see it's immediate. So right now, he sucks all of these guys up. Then I can do an S1 and group all of them together. You can see makes very easy and quick work of it. And because we have Pose of Glory and Pose of Honor, we get a lot of MP back for all of those kills that Shida is getting. So same thing here, as long as the enemies are flinchable, you can take advantage of this spell as much as you want. Then we'll do an S3 just because the damage there is incredible. And look at that. This is a lot different looking than that first showcase that we saw. Took a little while to get two enemies, group them together, but with this kind of strategy, Black Hole, you get a couple hits on me, that's all right. I'm going to get y'all centered and then launch some S2s. We can see all kinds of crazy damage. Of course, fighting the turtles and the heavy defensive monsters, we're not going to see those damage caps, but I did see a couple 23,000s in there. With this, we lost some damage cap. That's why that damage did go now down to what would be 22,999, but it's just insane. It's just insane when you couple flinchable enemies, Shida with Black Hole, and his Abyssal Erosion and or Blade Flash, because they can be shot from anywhere, they can teleport anywhere. So here we go. We're going into this stage, and immediately I'm going to do local teleportation just so you can see the special in all of its glory. It's a gorgeous spell, and we know that these guys aren't resisting anything. So we're able to get a little bit of damage off with it. Not mad at it. Immediately we're going to pop Black Hole. Now Black Hole's not going to suck these enemies together because they're not flinchable. But it is going to cause map-wide AoE damage, which will better help Shida in this battle particularly. So I'm actually confused because it did look like it took care of some of these guys. I mean, this is nuts. This is nuts. Compared to the first time we tried to run this. All right, let's see if we can get to these guys with that S1. Oh, this is gorgeous. Oh, this is gorgeous. And then we pop an S3 for some nice crits. We did see a crit cap there, but I think it's because we got that backstab damage for a brief moment. And there you go. That's the Shida that I wanted to showcase in that first run. It's amazing how little tweaking can change a unit's performance depending on the battle. That's why when you're just starting this game, it's very easy to ask, and I myself did it, what's the build for this guy? Well, in Last Cloudia, there is no one build fits all. That's why I like to do these showcases and take these characters into multiple scenarios just to show how different changes, while they can be small, just 1 or 2 or 3 skills changed out, swapped out, can make an enormous difference. And I think we just saw that with the first run compared to this run right here. Here is your boy Buddha trying to figure out how I want to wrap up the Shida showcase at 4-star. And I figured, why not just go over the build that I've been using in order to take out these festival mega beasts so quickly, like with the snap of fingers. Can many other characters do it? Yes. But a lot of you guys, after I posted my shorts yesterday of Shida doing it, wanted to know how Shida was going in and just slapping the boss. And I figure I'll just end the video with that. I've been going back and forth with myself for hours now, like with certain world bosses and builds and showcases that I really think I want to save for the 5-star showcase rather than do it twice with a 4-star Shida and then a 5-star Shida. With the 4-star Shida, your goal is going to be to 5-star, right? At the end of the day, although I did say you're going to want to measure which characters you want to take to that 5-star level, but Shida, in his particular case, I'm just going to show off another strong suit of his while we're in this 4-star state. And that is just with these quick burst battles. And someone that he's going to sync very well with is SMaddine. If you remember, in his trait, he comes with Auto Brave, Auto Aura, Haste, Recast, High Magic Barrier, and High Protection. The one thing he's missing is a fast crit, which if you bring SMaddine, she gives that with her Distant Sea Way. Her and Shida are going to sync so well for a lot of players, especially new people starting out. Maybe you got SMaddine as an off-banner pull, and you're wondering why she's so high tier and why people recommend her a lot of the time. It's because in this sort of fashion of quick burst, she gives that battle start buff, so it's a temporary buff, but it's 10 seconds of SCT, which is huge. 35% strength buff, which we know Shida already has in his kit, but she also gives that 20% crit rate and an extra 2,000 physical damage cap, which is going to help a PDPS Shida very much so. So we're going to be using her, and Shida's going to be looking real nice with this setup. I mean, it's going to be a quick one-tap with the boss. Let's just check out the build that I have on him. So as you can see, I've got the Anima, Black Hole, and Giga Week. Not going to be relevant in this particular battle. A couple strength ups or attack ups since I had the extra 5 SC. And then the only other things that have changed from before are that I did have to give Shida a direct Slayer. Slayers and Special Boost, the most potent combo. I'm going to make a separate video for new players jumping into the game to understand how important understanding your Slayers and Special Boost combos are and knowing when to use them, making sure to teach them to your main offensive units. So that video will be coming hopefully in the next couple of days. But other than giving him the Insect Slayer, I think, give Shida Surprise Attack and Backstab because we should be taking advantage of it with Shida's S2. Dual Wield, of course, Sword Boost, Sword High Boost, Machine Boost, an extra 4 SC I had, so I gave him that 7% extra damage. I did give skill charge 1, 2, and 3 just to avoid having a collab limited skill on him. This is something that players who didn't start during a collab can still eventually get if you get the right arcs, because they are all in the general pool. But it's a total of 9 SC just for that charge on each of your skills right at the start of battle. These plus SMaddine plus the arc that we have on him currently are what's going to push him up to just start with a bunch of skill stocks to use immediately and jump into the fray. I did give him Combo Master 2 here, which I don't think actually does anything because we kill the boss so quickly. But if you didn't quite have the damage to put up, I was gonna say if you don't have the damage to put up, then you would get to that 50 hit combo relatively easily, thus pushing your damage up by another 30%. But the thing is, Combo Master 2 is a skill that's taught from Vaz, the Occulted God UR arc, which if your damage isn't up to the point that it needs to be by the time you have access to this, it doesn't even make sense for me to recommend this skill to you. and you're not going to have access to it at all. So this 7SC can be swapped out. It's just something I had on him, and I might as well keep on him. If we took this off or on, it wouldn't make a difference about the performance. So that's just extra damage in case we went into a different battle and needed it. But some general skills I have still on him because we can. We'll take off Combo Master and Attack Up 2, and just because we can slap on Holy Aura. I know I did just see it. This gives us actual stat increases to our weapon attacks. So if we go ahead and look at our equips, we're running Pure Blade Muramasa. So this is not only getting 50% from his skill Imaginary Weapon, but now we're also getting some extra attack. I think 25% from Holy Aura, just for shits and giggles. Then we got Trishula, of course, Equilibrium, Sphere, and Hail Sovereign's Ring, just because I love these equips and I want to flex it since I did just recently get the UR. So we're going to go ahead and confirm with those changes. And then, as I was saying, with the Abandoned City of the Sea, great arc just to have for that 15 seconds SCT charge at the start of battles. Shida needs a lot of SCT support because he doesn't have a lot of SCT sustain built in himself, so it's very important to take advantages of the certain tools that you have. So along with Abandoned City of the Sea, we got Maddine, we've got the skill charges. We should start off with plenty of stock in order to make Shida shine in those immediate burst battle start strategies. So let's go ahead and just jump into that. We're fighting Festival Ant Empress Phalmega. So I mean, we're literally just going to load in. I'm going to hit S2 and the fight's going to be done. And that's pretty much what I showed off in the short yesterday. So here we go. Well, before we do that, let's make sure to get our second set of coins because that's important. And then Blade Flash, it should be done. Oh, we didn't finish it. But there we go. We ended it with the S3. So I think I was thinking of, what's it called? The Kraken is what I was taking down in one hit. The Kraken might have like one less, or a little bit less HP. So let's go ahead and test that again. I just want to see, because I wasn't even paying attention to HP pools or anything. But you saw we were dealing damage cap very easily. Double hits of 26,000. Multiply that by 2. That's 52,000 per hit. You know, we're just chilling with damage at that point. So if I Beast Hunter, am I hitting? Yeah, we're getting damage caps with everything. It's just that I think Phalmega has a little bit more health than normal. Let's see if I can one-tap it with an S3. I really do like Shida's S3. The fact that his S2 and his S3 can be shot from any point on the map, it's just a huge bonus to his entire kit. And a big pro to having him on your team. It's a luxury that a lot of people don't think about, positioning of characters and where they can shoot off their skills. The more mobile they are with that, the better. So let's see if we can finish it with one S3. We got boom, 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 boom. Almost. So the ants definitely got a little bit more health. Maybe if I give some more damage caps, we can try and one-tap it. I kind of want to see what I can do and see if we can one-tap this. Alright, so I changed my mind in the middle of reorganizing. I did take away some SC in order to give him Dark Attack Raise 2, which is a 30% increase to dark damage, hopefully to boost that S3 damage, that frontal damage, up to damage cap, because I believe if we can get that damage cap of, what was it, 30,599 or something like that, then we'll be able to take Phalmega out with one S3. And it required me taking away the backstab modifiers. I took away machine boost, and I took away an attack up 2, and something else that I can't remember off the top of my head. But let's get our coins as we usually do and hit the S3. Almost, baby. Oh my god, we're so close. Oh my gosh, we're so close. Let me not... Look at that. Look how close we are to a maxed out damage cap on every single hit with Shida. We gotta get it before the end of this video. We gotta get it. Alright, I'm looking desperate because I'm going with another collab skill, but I think this will do the job. Because we do have Automail equipped here, it will give us an extra plus 10% in physical attack. I think that's going to push us up to every single hit being able to damage cap. So this will be a fun little video because you're going to get to see inside of Buda's brain as I'm trying to make builds and tap into what, you know, Demos, Crypt, Tweacz have all taught me throughout my game. I think this is going to be the one. I'm sure I'm making all the boys and girls cringe at my attempts to increase our boy Shida's damage. But here we go. I think this is the winner right here. How long has this video been going on? I have no idea. But here we go. Bees Hunter, get our coins, and hit that S3. Boom! Look at all those nice damage caps. And there we go. So there's Shida, everybody. Should I just cut it and go straight to him looking like that? Oh no, I gotta show you guys the raw version. Give you some substance of a video because, man, your boy Buda was not on his game today. There we go. We got the killing machine skills taught to Logia, who is still a dominator, I must say. Tweacz has been releasing a series of basically characters that can solo burst down the 4 Lords of Ruin event that's going on. A lot of people are having trouble with, and don't expect to be able to copy Tweacz. He's using all of the stops. He's busting out all of the limited stuff in order to do it, but it's very impressive. He's making a lot of old characters shine and look still great, which I love. He pulled OG Alice out of the tool shed, which is awesome. But there we go, guys. That's where I think I'm going to cut the 4-star showcase for our boy Shida. He is so fun. He is a Chad. I mean, in his design, look at the gloriousness of his artwork. And like I've been saying, in those quick fights, those burst battles, that's where Shida's going to shine, which for a new player, if you're starting out with him, he's going to look incredible, especially like we saw in the beginning with using Black Hole in order to group enemies together and then just wail on them. It's going to make your early game experience very nice. And then if you can get things like Trishula and other weapons, like even the King Fiend's Horn, the AER, it should be able to let your Shida deal damage to pretty much all the early to mid game stuff fairly easily and fairly effective for you. So if you have him, congrats, you got one of the top characters right now. We'll see in the 5-star showcase what I can do in order to make him look a little better in longer fights, because I do think he's going to need a lot more support in that area, but I have some ideas and I'm excited to test them out. So guys, I think that's all I got for you this time. Like, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you know. If you like our boy Shida here, and turn on all notifications if you want to be notified immediately when I post in case of emergency. You won't be out of the loop. Consider joining the Discord, the Buda Gang Discord. Links are in the description below if you want to chat with me and the Buda Gang 24/7, open all hours of the day. And with all that being said, guys, y'all know what we say. Work hard, play harder. See you in the next video.